Hi everyone, it's Angry Turtle aka Lazy Fit Gamer, and today I'm talking about vegan sources of protein because I had a real issue using Google to find my answer. Whenever I tried to Google the best source of vegan protein, plant protein, veggie protein, fruit protein, it was showing me per portion, and that is absolutely useless information in my opinion, because some food have a lot of protein per portion but a lot of calories in the same time, and I'm looking what kind of food has the best value protein per calorie. So I decided I will figure it out myself. I get all the info. I was walking around my Aldi as I'm mainly interested in food I can buy in my local store. I'm not really interested in finding the most exotic food that is somewhere that I need to order online, wait for the delivery and go around. So much hassle. You know, the hassle is not for me. Minimum effort, maximum result. And I want those results, and my vegan experiment is in progress. So I think there is one problem. I'm not really eating enough protein. My overall protein consumption based on my tracker is like 8% of my total calories, which is not enough, I think. That can be a problem. That's approximately 0.4 gram of protein per pound of my body weight. So that's less than half what bodybuilders would recommend. That's less what probably I would recommend for myself, even though I'm not a bodybuilder. So I did a trip to the store. I took a look what's on the shelf. I compiled the information and I'm going to share it with you now. So please take a look with me. Some results are really surprising. And here is the stuff, the table I prepared. The different color like red and brown. The red is actually meat and brown is vegetarian food like egg and milk, and this is here for comparison purposes. Now, to let you know what the table is about, the most important for me, what percentage of calories in given food comes from protein. The higher, the better. Then, to make it easier for everyone to see what this means, how many protein in grams I will have per 100 calories of that food I will consume. Then, very important one, how much of that food I will need to consume in order to have 10 grams of protein, and this is in grams and ounces, because I know probably in the States you are using ounces way more. So there we go. And now the example, like when I was googling for protein, peanuts were very high. So I have peanuts here on my table, they're not so high, and the problem is, like, if I would be looking for the best protein per weight, like, look at that. Just 1.4 ounces will provide me with 10 grams of protein, which some would say, like, that's better than skinless chicken breast. The problem is, a lot of weight in skinless chicken breast is water, while the same weight in peanuts is fat. So peanuts has way more calories per protein than skinless chicken breast. But enough about comparing to meat. I'm not currently eating meat, so that's only for the comparison. Yes, skinless chicken breast, that bodybuilders, I think, main food, is mostly protein. Protein and water, a tiny bit of fat. So that's the best, but I'm not looking at that. Vegans are not far away. Look at mushrooms. Surprising results. Over half of the mushroom's weight is protein. So you will get 14 grams of protein per 100 calories of regular cheap mushrooms. The only problem is mushrooms are really low in calories overall and everything. So you will need to eat 11 ounces of mushrooms to provide 10 grams of protein. Good side of that equation is it's more food for less calories. You can eat more. So if you are on a diet and you want to drop weight, that is a good thing. If you want to gain weight, that is a bad thing. So if you want to gain weight, you are looking for lowest value in this final column. If you are looking to lose weight, the highest value here is the best. So that's a quick explanation for those. Now, next, Marmite is actually a processed food, but that's basically yeast extract. So I'm using it mainly as a flavor for my food. But side effect is this flavor is made out of protein. So like half of the weight is protein. You just need 1 ounce of Marmite to provide 10 grams of protein. 1 ounce of Marmite can be a little bit much per food, but you will provide good amount of bonus protein just by consuming Marmite. Then, surprising, cocoa powder. Really high in protein again. Cocoa powder is in here, and I love chocolate. So if I made any food with cocoa powder, that will increase the protein. Next, we have broccoli. It's, I think, another bodybuilder staple. Now I understand why they combine chicken breast with broccoli. That's insane amount of protein. Like, that's way too much for me, but if I'm not eating chicken breast, broccoli is great, and just below that is cauliflower. Personally, I prefer taste of the cauliflower, so I will go after the cauliflower. The downside or plus side is that you need 18, almost 19 ounces of cauliflower to get 10 grams of proteins. Next, of course, everyone knows beans. Beans are really high. This is example of red kidney beans. I am not eating those. I have a big problem with eating a lot of beans. So maybe a little tiny bit, but beans will not be my source of protein because of they produce lots of gas. I don't like it. But just below that we have peas. Peas is much easier to digest and almost as good. And easy to buy, lots in frozen department, so that's perfect. And green beans, look at that. Green beans, amazing source, and I love the taste. I love as well yellow wax beans. Those are very similar, and yellow ones are basically like the same. So I didn't include them to don't extend the table, but basically the same nutritional value, slightly different taste. You can, at plus size, you can eat lots of it without getting fat. You can eat and eat and eat. There is barely any calories, nice amount of protein. So 20 ounces, 10 grams of protein, 23% of the total calories are proteins. Then we have some surprise. I surprised myself. Tomato paste. 21% of weight is protein. Tomatoes alone around 20%. It's probably depend, like, those values can slightly vary, like depend who puts the label or where the tomato was grown, or something like that. Those are whole foods mostly, so those can slightly fluctuate. It's not a protein powder, so it can slightly fluctuate, but it's still fine. And my favorite diet food, cabbage. 20% protein and really low on calories. Lots of chewing. You can, I think, eating all day, you will still lose weight eating only cabbage. So you need 27 ounces for 10 grams of protein, barely any calories, lots of chewing if it's a raw cabbage. And under that is whole milk. So look at that. All those foods we are talking so far have more protein per calorie than milk, which is surprising because everyone is like, you need milk for protein. All those foods have more protein than milk. So that's good. And about tomato topic, if you think about ketchup, I intentionally included it somewhere. Yeah, look at that. Because of all the added sugar, ketchup end up being on the bottom. So unfortunately, ketchup, that's not your source of protein. Tomato concentrates and tomatoes, great source of protein. And then the biggest surprise from the starchy veggies, we are going to starchy veggies, sweet corn. Almost 20% of weight is protein. That's way more than I expected. At least that's taken from the package of frozen sweet corn. That's where I found this information. I mean, they don't put percentage. I calculated it, obviously. And sauerkraut just underneath, cucumber really high. Then we have our peanuts. Like, if you need to gain weight and provide proteins, peanuts are great. Or just basically use some peanuts when you cannot eat so much. Like, a lot of those fibrous veggies, they are impossible to eat a lot. So definitely you will not make dinner out of cabbage and sauerkraut, because you cannot eat that stuff. Look, the sauerkraut to provide 10 grams of protein, 40 ounces. So definitely you're not gonna do it. Cucumber, 50 ounces. Then it's nice to add those, but those will not be the main source of protein. So peanuts are decent. I need to say that. Peanuts are decent. And I included peanut butter because it's just slightly below. I think peanut butter has a little bit less protein because they need to separate some of the fiber and some protein is being lost. And I'm talking about 100% natural peanut butter, no added oil. So the good peanut butter. The bad peanut butter will be much lower. So don't take that. Then we have very popular in UK, and I love them, baked beans. Unfortunately, not great. Baked beans are not great. They are decent though, source of protein. And then after that, we have first fruit that I don't even know, but I included it because I found this fruit to be surprisingly high in protein, and usually fruits are much lower. So I think I need to reduce my fruit consumption. I love bananas. I eat them too much. They have very low protein, you will see. Then we have beetroot. I like beetroot, so I definitely need to add more beetroots to my meal. Oats. Those are quite high. Oats, not bad, almost 14%, and easy to eat. Then bread. Most of the protein in bread is gluten though, so if anyone have any type of gluten intolerances, allergies, so on, bread will not be good. And by bread, I mean here sourdough bread, not ultra-processed white bread, even though ultra-processed white bread will still have lots of protein. I don't think it's healthy at all. If I'm eating bread, that's sourdough bread, classic old-style bread. And then popcorn, air-popped, not bad. All those foods that I'm talking about so far are above what I'm eating. So if I add those foods here, I will eat more protein than I'm currently eating. Other surprise, blackberry, quite high as for the fruits. Cashew, even though you would consider nuts to be a good source of protein, and I'm eating cashew, I love the taste. They are at 13%, which is not great, not bad. Then we have some more veggies like rutabaga. I ate sometimes, not very often. Onions, decent. Potatoes, surprisingly, still over 10%, and good source of quality protein, to be honest. Then more fruits like raspberry, strawberry. Unfortunately, we're going down. Rice is not good. So bodybuilders eat rice, but I don't know why. They could eat potatoes. That would be better based on my math, unless I did some mistakes, hopefully not. So potatoes seems to be better option than rice, but maybe there is different reason for rice being included. Then we have blueberry, watermelon, oranges, and I was really surprised that oranges are so much higher than bananas. And I eat so much bananas, I like them, they under 5%. Some people say avocado is good for protein. Not on my math. It is bad, 5%, bananas, ketchup, pineapple, dates, apples, or the dried fruits like dates, all those are low, so I need to cut down a little bit on those bananas, pineapples, dates, and apples that I'm eating, and increase fruits like raspberry, or blackberry, or try whatever this guava thing is. I don't know if this will be helpful for you, but you let me know, because I couldn't find table like that anywhere, and top of the table is the most important. I need to increase everything above 15%. That's what I am aiming for, maybe 15% too, so everything from beetroot up. That's what I need to add. That's what I need to add to my diet. And I will be focusing on that. I will give you updates soon about my progress with vegan diet, the good, the bad, and everything going on right now. But first, I'm implementing those changes, adding more high protein foods, the vegan ones, not the red or orange. Other ones we'll try later. Now the black ones, the vegan ones. So that being said, thank you a lot for watching, and hopefully I will see you soon in the next one. Turtle out.